Today I will be talking about climate change and the significance of climate change and how Leonardo DiCaprio's empowering documentary Before the Flood can provide a perfect understanding in regards to the significance of the issue. Climate change is characterized by mean air temperature, humidity, wind, precipitation, and frequency of extreme weather events over a lengthy period of time. So any changes in these characteristics would result in climate change. As humans, we are the dominant species of Earth, and being so, we must care to sustain its wonderful habitat. Next question is, well, what is global warming? Global warming is the term applied to specifically indicate rising average global air temperatures. The rise in temperatures has the potential to cause drastic changes in climate and weather patterns worldwide by disrupting the equilibrium between incoming solar energy and the thermal energy that is re-radiated away from the surface. An example of global warming is greenhouse gases. For those of you who don't know what greenhouse gases are, they are pollutants that are released into the air through burning of fossil fuels. Scientists worry that increasing levels of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere have trapped radiant energy from the sun in the atmosphere and increased average global temperatures in both the atmosphere and the oceans. The greenhouse effect, as you would call it, could lead to abrupt climate changes in several ways. Before the Flood is a documentary that is produced and starred by Hollywood's legend Leonardo DiCaprio. DiCaprio takes his environmentalist passion to the big screen and shows the audience our planet's current state and what will happen if we fail to do something about the crisis. He goes all over the world and exposes the climates, conditions, and the significances of them, all the way from deserts to the top of mountains, interviewing world leaders and experts of the environment who give their opinion in climate change, all while delivering the awful reality. I'm going to speak in regards to the importance of this documentary and why it's important to see it. However, I will try to do so without giving away the main events that occur in the documentary to keep that element of surprise. The documentary poses a huge question. Is it too late? There was a time when all households and businesses could switch their light bulbs, turn off lights, and partake in other small activities to help the Earth. However, with all of the scientific facts and evidence that this documentary provides, it goes to argue that in fact it may be too late. The documentary puts a big emphasis on burning fossil fuels. The burning of fossil fuels is what releases a massive production of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, which contributes to global warming. The documentary argues, with the support of scientific data, we are actually pushing evolution back in so many ways. Furthermore, the documentary exposes what is going on in terms of policy making and the business industries. It basically summarizes that politics are in bed with industries that are partaking the majority of burning fossil fuels. The documentary states that most of the policymakers are climate deniers, hence they refuse to believe that climate change exists, which makes it easier for them to accept multi-million-dollar deals with these big businesses. Additionally, global warming alienates people in societies with climate deniers, refusing to believe that climate change is problematic. Before the Flood provides education for people who do not understand or believe in the idea of climate change. It provides science-based evidence in regards to the damage we as humans are doing. So why is it actually important to see the documentary? This documentary is similar to the documentary The Inconvenient Truth in regards to the theme and the visuals. Visuals are important because it's hard for people to conceptualize science, but if you show them what is actually happening and how much the damage actually is, people can understand the information because it is much more concrete. That is what Before the Flood focuses on with the visuals. For example, there's a scene in the documentary that provides visual evidence from the Antarctic and shows how much ice has melted in the past 5-year period, and the amount that has melted is rather alarming. This graph shows temperature data from 4 international science institutions that all show rapid warming in the past few decades, and the last decade has been the warmest on record, and it's projected to keep climbing. This graph shows carbon dioxide levels, and this as well shows from the early 2006s to 2016 there has been a continuous increase in the levels of CO2 in the atmosphere. This documentary asks very important questions in regards to climate and provides answers to the extremely difficult questions. I definitely would recommend the importance of seeing the documentary because it puts everything in regards to climate change being a crisis into perspective. It provides non-believers with scientific factual-based evidence that they can visually see. This may all seem irrelevant to somebody who does not understand the concept of a ripple effect, that one thing leads to another. It is important for the general population to have an understanding on the impact that human influences have on Earth and what we can do to fix the damage that has already been done. Climate change is real and it is happening, and we need to do something about it. By watching this documentary, anyone who is a non-believer or people who do not completely understand the issue will get an absolute great understanding of the issue. I have provided a link for you guys to watch the trailer of the documentary. The documentary can be seen for free on National Geographic, YouTube, Netflix, and Hulu. I am hoping that you guys take into consideration the impact of what I said, and I hope you guys think to yourselves, is there something I can do to make a change? Thank you.